So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in this case, it's to talk about a topic about the characteristics and learners. And as an introductions, my name is Otto Valentin Batensica, and we are in this moment I talk about the characteristics of learners, and in my opinion, it's very important to know what students are trying to learn, what students uh, are in our class, and what students trying to learn. And it's very important to know the age, the factors, the linguistics, and the social cultural uh, our students. And it's very important to know our factors to influence uh, your or his or her academic about our students. And this moment it's talk about that, and then I initiate this my presentation, and to talk about that age. The age, it's very important to know uh, the age of our students. It's a major factor to design what to teach and how to teach it, because the young students, the adult students, or the children students learn the different way, and it's very important to know the age, and uh, the teacher explore some techniques or some activities to share with students, but it's very necessary to know the age, and, and then young children. And in the following ways, especially in 9 and 10 years old, children learn differently. They respond to meaning even if they do not understand some words. They often learn more directly than directly, and their understanding comes in several ways that they see and that they hear. And it's very important to know the age. And if a teacher it's known the age are your students, and the teacher know the how techniques and how activity to teach uh, your student. And the learning and curiosity. And in our class, uh, it has a student to uh, curiosity, and to have an imagination, and it's a particular student to mm, to have a different way to see or to know the different topic, and it's curiosity student. And the teacher, as a teacher, we have an opportunity to take attention about these students. And but it's very important to need for individual attention and approval from the teacher. Adolescent students often seen as a problematic students, and research from identify and self-esteem. And some teacher say if adolescent students it's a problematic students, but In some case it's not sure, but it's very important to know this age and to teach according to the age, and use different activities and like movement techniques, role plays, and others activities to motivate students and to motivate and to motivate students, and in other case we must give them tasks which they are able to do. We are able to discuss abstract issues, and our aim is to provoke intellectual activity by helping them to be aware of contrasting ideas, concepts, etc. Adult learners, they can engage with abstract thoughts. They possess a whole life experience. They have an expectation, moral discipline, etc., etc., and they can be critical, and the adult learners, and they may worry that their intellectual power may be diminishing with age. Learner difference. In our class we have a different students, and some students like a movement, some students like sing a song, like play football, and each student have a difference. For example, they may discriminate between the most and the less intelligent, but it's very important to discuss this situation when present this situation in our class in our classroom. Good learners. Some characteristics is a good learner has a tolerance, as a positive student, high aspiration, goal orientation. It's a perseverant, like that, and good students. They have a perseverant. They have a your aspiration, your vision, your motivation to continue your progress, and learner characteristics such as learning to live with uncertainty. Students who can find their own way, students who are creative, students who make intelligent, students who make their own opportunity, etc. And identify several categories such as motivation, intellectual abilities, learning preference, personality, etc. And learners styles and strategies, like in this case it's Victor suggests 4 learners categories: convergers, solitary students who prefer to avoid group, independent and confident in their our ability, analytic students, and conformist. In other case, conformist students, students who prepare to emphasize learning and tend to be dependent on those, etc. uh, and concrete learners enjoy social aspects of learning, like to learn from direct experience, etc. Communicative learners, language use oriented, much more interested in social interaction, etc. Some students like to talk and talk, like mm, to say anything, and but other it's to concrete about uh, you, your progress, and your concentration. It's only your homework, or your to do something, and it's a concrete learners. And Tony, for example, uh, have four different styles of learning, and in a group. Example is the enthusiast student look at the teacher as a point of reference, and the oracular students also focuses and the teacher, but it's more oriented towards the satisfaction of personal goals. The participator tends to concentrate on groups goals and group solitary, and then we have rebel student, the individual variation, and there are two models which have tried to explain individual variation, and that can be helpful for teacher to like NLP or MI, excuse me, and and the and the NLP, according to its practitioners, we use a number of primary representational systems to experience the world, describing as a visual. The student's visual is like to see and to look. Auditory, it's like to hear and listening music. Some students like every day listening music, and or watching TV, or like that, or some students like to hear postcards, audiobooks, etc. And kinesthetic, we feel externally or internally, uh, or movement, like a dancing, and some students like this part to movement always. Olfactory smell, it smell, and to gustatory, we test wink, etc. And in the other case, it's about the multiple intelligence: musical, rhythmical, and visual, spatial, and verbal, linguistic. And some students have a different language, have the capacity to talk about 4, 5, or more language, and the other cases and the body and logical, mathematical, intrapersonal, interpersonal, and according to Garner, and we have a 9 or 8 multiple intelligence, and but some people have a more capacity in another area. and what to do about individual difference, and we can simply observe them, or more effectively we can establish from the beginning who the different students and how are they different, using some formal device such as tests or questionnaires. When studying for a project, you feel more comfortable and secure. Then you work alone, you work in a group, etc. And in our class, uh, it has students about the different level, as a beginner, at an intermediate, advancing students, and and some students have a able about listening, about speaking, or about reading, or etc. And it's very necessary to uh, use methodology to engage all students about topic, and to motivate, and use different activities to teach our student. And the methodology, some techniques and activities are suitable for some levels. We should take our students' level into consideration while choosing techniques and activities. We will give students more support when they are at beginners or intermediate levels that we need to do when they are more advancing, etc. And students acquire language partly as a result of the comprehensible input they receive, especially from teacher. Teach should adjust their language according to their students' level, and the motivation. And if we know the factors, the age, and the linguistics, or the social, and about our students, it's very important to motivate every day about the different activities, different techniques, strategies, and methodologies, uh, and focus about the like communicative language, like natural language, and different techniques to motivate our students. And it's very important in this case. Internal sources of motivation, like the goals, the objectives, and the missions or visions, our students, the society we live, and these factors it has an influence our students about the goals, our own students, own teachers, the society we live, because for example, in my in my school, they talk about the other language, Quiche language, etc. For example, in our town, we some students talk in Chalchiteco, Huacateco, in Mam, in Chalchiteco, or in Spanish, but mm, uh, and the people around us. But it's very important to know this part, and the curiosity and about the students then, and so in conclusion, learner characteristics serve as a compass, like a guidance uh, about the educational journey. By understanding, addressing these trends, educators can provide more effective and fulfilling learning experience. And it's very important uh, to know our students, and about the factors to influence your uh, cognitive um, ideas to progress academic, and it's very important to know, and to teach with compassion, teach uh, 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 to teach using different techniques, activities, etc. And so, thank you very much to see my presentation, teacher.